Whoa, what's up? Welcome back to My+One with Vinny Fastline.
And Tony Sarando.
Hell yeah, it's a celebrity podcast where everyone comes on and brings a guest. Two of my friends, it's a dynamic duo. I've known her for a while. She's a singer. She's an actress, and her boyfriend is a NBA basketball player. Now they're a dynamic duo together. We got Nikky Bourbon and Chris Copeland. Everybody make some noise. Woo. No sound effects. This
Crowd goes crazy.
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Chilling.
Welcome.
I just got to correct you. Fern wants me to be an actress. I'm not there yet. I'm an artist. Chris used to play.
Yeah, I'm former. I'm old.
I'm a basketball player.
Old and washed up.
You're old. No, you're not. No, you're not. Dude, you had to duck through this motherfucker. In my eyes, you were forever a basketball player.
I'll take that.
And you're an actress. You can never discredit that.
Fine. However Vinny decides to introduce us, that's who we are.
That's what you are. And you're a badass singer too, by the way. Okay? You downplay that. You are, I mean, if you haven't heard her, you got to listen to her music. She sounds just like Jennifer Lopez, but better. You know?
Jennifer Lopez. Okay, I've never gotten that before.
What generation are you speaking to?
Jennifer Lopez is the GOAT of life, so I will take it. But I've just never heard that. I sound like her.
You
before.
never heard that?
But I'm assuming that like you are, you're not Latino, so you would compare me to the only Puerto Rican artist in the industry. You'd be like, you all look the same. It's fine. You're J-Lo. You're Puerto Rican from New York. You're J-Lo.
All right, we're gonna start the podcast over again.
I like this. Putting Vinny on blast immediately.
out the gate.
Oh shit.
How's it feel to get humbled so quickly?
Dude, I've been
We're like
my whole life.
we're like family. I get to do that to him.
That's good.
Come on, he does it to me too, Bobby.
Oh, dude, she's a ball buster, man. We live up the hall from each other for the last 3 years.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's.
I love Vinny. I really do.
Yeah, I love her too. You guys are fucking.
It's a safe space. You don't have to say that.
Yeah,
You do love Vinny.
say you hate me, and then we can edit that part out. Because we got editing techniques here. Okay, we're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that.
Salute to the team. Yeah.
But it's not about me. We got two guests here, and we also have a half guest going on today.
2.5 guests. It's our first half guest.
This is the first time we've had 3 people on the couch.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations on your pregnancy.
Thank you.
Yes, congrats.
Hey,
You want to find out? If you want to know how it happened, just ask.
How did it happen?
A stork.
Here we go.
A stork.
You just go ahead
A pterodactyl.
Exactly. Right on the doorstep.
Oh, dude, this is a rated R podcast. Tell us the real version. A little bit of tequila.
You can take some shots, man.
Oh, shit. I mean, I have a lot of questions. I know you really well, and I've known you over the last course of like her, but I don't know a lot about your story, honestly, though, when you guys both met.
Okay.
So you could tell us that first.
Me?
Both of you guys.
Okay,
either
both
one
of us
guys.
will tell.
How would you guys meet, and how did it all come down?
We met around the corner from where we live now in another building in LA, like 7 years ago or 8?
7, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
About
7 or 8 years
Oh,
ago.
wow.
Uh-huh.
In the building? You guys both living in the building? Or
No, so he was trying to talk to some other girl that I haven't.
Shit. This is going to be good.
I literally on the way here, my friend was like, I'm making a manifesting list. Can I tell them?
Of course.
I was like, I'm making a manifesting list of like my future man. And I was like, yeah, I made a manifesting list and I got everything that I wanted, but I didn't put super whore on my list, but God has a sense of
Listen, LA treated me well. We had a good time.
They treated you well.
I mean, listen.
They say you're over 6 feet tall. You're good. You check off like most boxes in LA.
We
So
had a good time.
That's the first box.
yeah,
We had
Hands. Put
a
your
good
hands up
time.
against mine right now. Watch this.
this is romantic. Wow.
Oh my God, dude. You can curl his hands over mine. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
So you saw
So
this.
he was trying to hook up with some other girls, or
It was a
I don't know what they
friend-
were doing.
Yeah, it was
but
purely a friendship.
They were we were just just
for us
friends
too.
forever.
That's
And
great.
then it changed.
Yeah.
How'd it change?
Yeah, how'd it change, Nikki? I'd like to hear her version of the story.
It's a long story. It's
Tell
a
us the
very
short
long
version.
story.
Wait, who
Okay.
puts the friend zone boundary?
So
you or him?
I think, okay, so it started with not either of us doing it.
Okay.
But then I got very drunk and then I asked him like if he really enjoys me.
Not being with her.
Yeah. No, that's not what I said.
Do you want to say what you actually said?
No, but that's not what I said.
All right then.
I was basically like, do you really like me in these streets essentially. And then he was like, "What are you doing, Nikki?" And I was like, "I'm drunk. I'm toxic. I don't know what I'm doing."
It came out of nowhere. Yeah, I was
So
like,
as a friend, you're like, you don't want me in the streets.
it wasn't the
people
streets.
kept telling us
It wasn't actually the streets. It was.
He was hooking me up with guys. He was trying to hook me up with guys. I was hooking him up with girls. And then I was like, "Do you really enjoy that? Like doing that?"
Oh.
And then I was just drunk and I just wanted to know because so many people before that had been like, our friend Jojo was like, "Yeah, two are in love." And we told his friend was like, "Yeah, should definitely," whatever he said. And then
Shout out to LZ.
Shout out to Jojo and LZ planting seeds. And then I got drunk and then I was like, "So do you enjoy this?" And then he was just like, "Well, what are you doing?" And then I was like, "I'm drunk and toxic. I don't know." And then he locked in after I do the lob. I do the assist.
Okay. A little alley-oop action. Yeah.
She's a lobber, man. She's a lobber.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to say shit. You're a Puerto Rican from New York.
I
You'll
was
say whatever the
afraid.
fuck you
I was
feel.
afraid to date him
Why?
because I knew him really well.
Yeah.
Well, I get it. I mean, he was a single man.
I know. In
was
his
single.
defense, he was, but I didn't know. The thing is like I didn't know if we hooked up, if he was going to take me seriously, or if he was going to put me in the like.
Put you in the hookup box.
Put me in the harem.
Wow.
No, I mean, we had like we said, it was 7 years, you know, and I think we laid such a foundation of trust that, you know, all of our moves have always been for each other, you know what I mean, as on a friendship level. And then once we started having that conversation, it was all she wrote.
Yeah.
It's a strong foundation.
It was a very strong
That's good.
foundation.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's really good to build off of. And clearly it worked. So
It really did.
yeah.
Friendship is the way to go.
I think
If you can't be friends, it doesn't work. Because when you get old,
Then what?
sex goes away.
Yeah, then what?
Everything goes away. So if you can't connect and be friends without having a sexual relationship, or you know, you like her family, right? You like his family, like that stuff helps because this youthful life we live doesn't stick around. So
Right.
For sure.
the fact that you guys could be friends first, I think is great.
And you know, she says it better than I do, but like that was the beauty of it. Like we really had no intentions of anything the whole time. Like, so it was like one of those situations that we really got to know each other on the level that if anything happened beforehand, I think both of us could have been looking at each other like, all right, that was cool, you know, whatever. So
yeah. Also, I think that like both of us were sabotagers in our own way. Like I don't think he was looking for anything, and I think I wasn't trying to settle, so I kind of kept sabotaging relationship after relationship, like anybody that would get close to me. So I think that the fact that like there was no sex involved for so long, his guard was able to be down with me and my guard was able to be down with him. So we were able to be really vulnerable with each other because we weren't a threat to each other. Little did we know, we were actually the biggest threat.
yeah.
Have you guys had sex yet, or?
No, the stork.
It's
Stork.
still weird.
Stork.
It's still weird, man.
Stork.
Damn.
Stork.
It's pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl, my bad.
Pterodactyl.
I mean, that's honestly the best way. Start off with a friendship and then get into something. That's great. Now, how long has it been official? Like,
I got pregnant so fast. Yeah. Like,
yeah,
Very fast.
it did happen fast. Because I remember seeing him down the hallways. I'm like, what the fuck?
So we were like always hanging out. Like I think before we started dating, I probably saw Chris once every week, once every 2 weeks. We talked every day, all day. Like we were very close. But when we started dating, it was like almost like there's really nothing else left to learn about each other besides sex. You know what I mean? Like everything else.
It's true.
We already knew everything else. Yeah. So, and the thing is we planned our baby before we got together. That's the crazy part.
That is.
You did tell me this.
That was a real conversation.
Tell Tony this.
So, okay. So I was in the process of like, I was going to freeze my eggs because I really thought that I was like never going to find anybody. And then Chris was like, what about this guy? What about this guy? And I was like, nah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to freeze my eggs and then you're going to donate some sperm to me and we're going to put it in a petri dish and we're just going to co-parent a kid. And if you're down.
I was like, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Y'all manifested
At
this.
some point.
But we weren't even, I swear when I said that, I did not think we were going to like penetrate. I thought we were going to in vitro. Like
Did
I
not
really
penetrate stork.
Yeah.
right. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Pterodactyl
So-
involved. I don't know what you're talking about.
Choice of word.
Pterodactyl stork.
Pterodactyls.
I didn't
Very
think it was going
official.
to be done the old fashioned way. So when we got together, it was almost like right away, it was like, what are we doing? Like, we're going to do this, right? So
It made sense.
the first few months, I kept taking Plan Bs because I was scared.
So graphic.
I was just, I'm just being honest. I was shook. I was shook. I was like, let me just, like, that's so unhealthy. I don't recommend this to anyone. I was on the fence.
Don't do it this way, kids.
Don't do it this way. But like, I kept taking Plan Bs, like not like every day, just once a month. I was taking Plan Bs.
not.
Yeah, I wasn't taking them
a lot
like
of Plan
every,
Bs.
like my morning vitamin. It wasn't like that. But I was
Plan B's next to the
Pour a little milk in the bowl.
not what was happening. It was just like, you know. And then the 1 month that I was like, I'm leaving this to the universe, I got pregnant.
Wow.
It was over.
yeah.
And I was just like, this is meant to be. We planned this. We talked about this before we were even together. This baby's supposed to happen. Let's go. Let's strap up and let's ride.
Yeah, you manifested that a while ago. So you did it to yourself. So.
I'm not complaining. I'm excited to meet my son.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you guys have a name for the son?
Yes.
Alpha Quan after my brother. He passed away, but
Your brother passed away? Oh, sorry to hear that,
Alpha
man.
Quan, yeah.
How long ago was that?
I was 13, he was 22. This was, what year was that? Math. So my math isn't mathing right now. 13,
You're-
I'm 20, so 27 years ago.
Oh, wow. Alpha Quan?
Yeah, Alpha Quan.
Wow. It's a great name, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's beautiful. That full circle. Look at this, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow. Do you want more?
One at a time.
You know, I want
See how
a
the
girl.
first one goes
I
first.
have a boy. We're having a boy. I would like a girl, but pregnancy sucks. Pregnancy is horrible. I don't know if I want to do this again. Right? Like, I mean, but they say that after the baby's born, you forget. So we'll see.
Yeah.
See, one at a time.
He trapped me. The next time I'll trap him.
We take turns around.
It's fair. Fair
Fair.
game.
We do everything fair.
Fair
That's
game.
even. Do you want him to play basketball?
I want him to. We talk about this all the time. She does too, but I don't want to force it. You know what I mean? Like if he comes out, I'm definitely going to put him around it. It's going to be constantly like little messaging here that hopefully he gravitates to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna force it. We'll see.
that's a healthy way.
Yeah.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think offering the platform for him to discover and figure out what he likes is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not forcing anything down his throat is the
Absolutely.
right way, yeah.
Make the choice.
Yeah. But if he
what my-
does
that's
make
what
the
my dad
choice,
did.
like, you know,
Yeah.
we have, you know, a bunch of people, a big circle of guys that is gonna usher him all
If
the way
he
up.
wants
all
to
the way
play
up.
basketball, his life is gonna be so lit.
He'll have a great
If he wants
roadmap.
to, but
He'll
if
have
he
a great map.
doesn't, then you know we'll just have to adjust and figure something
Then I'll
else
be like,
out.
I don't know what to do with you, kid. No basketball.
I don't know what
Good luck. Yo, good luck.
My dad's approach was, I don't care what you do, you just have to do something outside of school.
Yeah, I respect.
Like,
That.
all right.
outside of college.
No, this was like when I was younger and like grade school.
Oh,
He's like, you just have to do something extracurricular.
Yeah, like just do
No,
something.
but that stuff is,
Yeah.
you know, the team stuff is important.
Yeah.
You know, you learn working with others. You learn how to lose sometimes. Like that's a big thing. Learn how to bounce back from adversity.
Yeah, I
All
played
that
baseball for 13 years,
Okay.
and so I learned that as well. I got really competitive with it. Was going to play college level. Injury happened.
Yikes.
Had to find a new line of work. But
Wow.
some of the best lessons I've learned in my life and most important have been through sports and
Sports is
teamwork.
big.
Yeah,
Sports is big for sure.
big advocate for it.
Yeah.
I do. I think I'm gonna go that direction. Like I don't know if it's basketball, but you're gonna do something.
Yeah,
For sure. I'm with you.
some team related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably gonna come out to be 7 foot tall. This damn baby. He's
He's gonna be like,
gonna have to play basketball.
Oh my God.
be like,
poor
I'm a swimmer,
vagina.
Dad, and I'm like, okay.
You have to
let's
swim.
Let's swim. Let's go swimming. Like,
He's gonna be halfway through the pool when it starts.
Yeah.
Your parents were. I met your parents. They're pretty tall too.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My mom was 5'11".
Yeah, your mom. When I met your mom,
My
I was
mom's
like,
5'11".
yeah, your mom was tall too. Both your parents are tall.
Yeah.
You got the blueprints
This-
for a tall
yeah.
baby. Yeah.
It's gonna be a tall. I used to think Tony was tall.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'2".
6. See?
Yeah.
God damn you guys.
I'm the tallest one in my family.
I'm the
me.
small.
That's
I'm
big,
small. I'm
yeah.
5'7". Well, I'm not small, but I'm like the small one
You're the smallest one.
Compared
in the group. Yeah.
Wow.
compared to Chris, also, it's
Compared to, I know Chris is, I'm 5'7",
you're
which
like
is
an eighth of his height.
I know.
It's exciting though. No, the doctor has kind of hinted that he's not going to be small. He won't say like,
Yeah.
you can see it in his eyes, and he's like, nah.
He's like, he's not going to be small. And you're like, how do you know? He's like, the foot's already out. It's just out like, bro, stick it out, push it back in, push it back in.
It's not time yet.
The foot's already bigger than mine. It's
Right.
He's got a size 6.
13 right out of the womb.
You guys are enjoying this conversation, and I'm just thinking about how I gotta push him out.
Right.
Shit.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Are you considering a C-section?
no.
Okay.
I think if I have to do it, I'll do it. But I don't want to plan for one, no, because I heard the recovery time for that is harder than natural.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just like go through the hard part during labor and then like heal easier.
Yeah.
So, but you know, like you never know what's going to happen during your labor. You could try to control it as much as you want, but you can't really ever control that. So I'm just going to like plan for it to be as natural as possible. And then we'll take it one step at a time.
Yeah. It's the best way.
Yeah.
I guess that answers my question. I was going to say, have you decided if you want to do like no painkillers or painkillers or anything like that?
I'm going to try to do everything.
Forgetting what it's called. Epidural.
The epidural. I have a feeling that I'm going to end up wanting it, but like I'm going to tell the doctor, like I'm going to try not to, but I have no idea what to expect.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So
my mom, I have an older sister. So my mom did no epidural with my older sister. And then when I came around, she said, fuck that, give it to me.
Right.
I've experienced it. I'm good. I don't need that again. Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Well, my dad passed out when they were giving it to my mom in the hospital.
Well, yeah, because they put it in your spine.
Yeah, and my dad had to sit in front of my mom and like hold her knees because she was sitting on like the edge of the bed, like hunched over. And my dad hates needles, so as soon as he saw it go into her spine, he was he was on a rolling chair. Damn. And my mom said he just started rolling back and his head hit the edge of the bed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then he was passed out. And my mom was fine.
And you're passing out.
Yeah, and my mom was completely fine. And my dad's the one who knocked out.
That's so huge though.
Yeah. I had to get one for my surgery.
You did?
An epidural?
Yeah, because I had when I got my gastric sleeve surgery done, I also had a hernia on my diaphragm.
Oh wow!
On the inside, and for them to like operate it well, and like for me not to be completely miserable, they gave me an epidural, so my whole area was numb.
Did they show you the needle before you?
No, they gave me the stuff to knock me out, and I was out, and I woke up, and then that's when they told me what they did to me.
Oh shit!
That's when they told me what they did to me.
Well, that's the whole thing with it. I'm like, I don't want to hear I don't want to hear the details of it. I know you guys are gonna take care of me. It's gonna freak me out if you tell me what you're gonna do. So just do it.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
So funny that you mentioned the hernia. Like 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with an umbilical hernia. Ooh. And then I forgot about it because I had abs and I never felt it. Now the baby is coming, like getting bigger, and I'm like, I feel it now. And I asked the doctor, I was like, hey, what can I do about this? Because this sucks. And he's like, nothing.
Oh no!
You should have done it a while ago.
He's like, you should have taken care of it. Oh, I'm like, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
See, I was just fat, so I didn't feel mine.
Oh my god.
So I feel you on that. Yeah.
You can't play the fat card anymore, Tony.
I know, right? I'm melting away.
Crazy.
I can see how vascular I am now. It's weird.
It's crazy.
That's dope. I was wondering if it was weird for you now.
Yeah, it's weird, but at the same time, I have moments where I look in the mirror and like in my mind, I still see my heavy self just because I lived with that version of myself for so long. But I don't like hate that version of myself. You know, it was an integral part of my life, and I learned a lot about myself during that. But it's definitely weird, like putting on clothes that I had from when I was that heavy to how I am now, and really seeing how big I was.
Right.
Like I still have a couple of the shirts, and I would put them on now, and I'm like swimming in them. But when I was heavy, they fit me perfect.
Wow.
Like that's a trip. And then
It's probably like you and one of mine.
What?
You and one of my t-shirts.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say I'm really proud of you.
No, she does it all. She does it all the time. Like it's like it does.
I sleep in his shirts.
2-3X.
2-3X.
But on her, it's not. You know what I mean?
So it's like with my girlfriend.
15.
He wears a 15.
Yeah.
Damn, that makes my feet look small. I'm a 13.
He's got big ass feet too.
Yeah.
Wait,
You're not a small guy though. You know?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
15. Do you have to get him special ordered?
I order them. Yeah. I don't go to the store. You're not gonna find anything.
Yeah.
The cutoff is like 13. I'm at the ceiling for retail shoes.
I guess just since we're on the, we'll talk a little bit about basketball, but
can I say something really quick?
Please.
I just wanted to shout him out really quick because he said something that was so important that I just wanted to highlight for all the listeners. He said that he doesn't hate that part of himself. Like when he looks in the mirror, that has served an integral role in his life. And like letting go with love and letting go with gratitude is something that's so important in healing. And like, shout out to you for that because that is so inspirational. For real. Because so many people like lack that, and so many people have to grieve and self-loathe and go through that. So like, I just wanted to point that out because for anybody who's listening, who's letting go of a chapter of their life, or who's grieving, or who's like, when you get to that point, or you make that your goal of like letting go with love and gratitude, you're on the right track to healing.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
I just wanted to shout you out for that. That was dope.
I am always so proud of him because I know
you've seen me through the entire change.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I know, I can't imagine emotionally what it did to him. I mean, we all battle with insecurities.
Right.
Everybody does.
Everybody.
So it's just how you handle it and then how you still see it. I resonate with that. I feel that too. Like, yeah, when you look in a mirror, it's like, people don't see little things that we see.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's literally physical or mental, they just don't see what we see. And half the time it's not even a real problem. We make it a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You see that guy that had more weight, but that's not who you are anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and I see my insecurities when I look in a mirror and I'm like, I think that's me, and people don't even notice, but that's good. That's good. That's good for the listeners.
I think it was Jonah Hill that said it because he was talking about his weight when he was younger, and he was saying that part of you is almost like your shadow, and if you spend your time hating that version of yourself, you're still hating yourself.
Yes.
So even if it's not how you currently are, it's still part of you, and you can't get rid of that. So if you're hating it, you're not doing yourself any good.
And if we can go through the peaks and valleys of life in self-love, like give ourselves grace through every single part of life, then it's like you experience a more peaceful quality of life, And I struggle with that. And I know a lot of people struggle with that. So that's kind of like why I just wanted to like live there for a second, because it's just like so important. It's so, so, so important for us to love ourselves through every chapter and every page of life, or try to find that, reconnect with self in that way.
Yeah. Super important.
Yeah. That's beautiful. It's what people need to hear. I definitely agree with that. I have a weird technique that I do, that I read a self-help book where it teaches you to be aware of your thoughts, because your thoughts don't control nothing, whether you think it's good or bad. It doesn't affect what's happening in reality.
Right.
Like whatever we're thinking, it's not real. It's not affecting anything out here. So you have to just be aware of your thoughts. So my buddy Rick Glassman, he's a comedian. He has like his own concept of doing it, but how I do it is I take and I read this from a book. I take my thoughts and I give it a person, and I sit him on the couch next to me, and I talk to him. Anytime I hear these thoughts, I imagine somebody else telling me these thoughts, and then I'm just like, you sound crazy, man.
Right.
You sound fucking crazy, dude. That hasn't even happened yet. Why are you worried about it?
Yeah.
And then see, and then my buddy Rick was just like, be nicer to that person.
Right.
Yeah,
Instead of me going, hey man, you sound crazy, be like, hey, it's okay. It's all going to be fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that's what we have to teach ourselves.
Sometimes that's all you need, is just to be told that it's going to be okay.
Right. Yeah. It's like I struggle a lot with my anxiety. He's helped me astronomically. Like that's something that I really, really struggle with. And I've gotten a lot better. So it used to be it used to plague me all the time. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, I don't know. It's just getting a lot better. But you're always looking for tools to conquer yourself, right? Like, because your brain isn't designed to like make you happy. It's designed for survival. So it's kind of like happiness is an art, you know? So sometimes I'm not like,
and I have yet to find the paintbrush. Where is this? Get me an art class, man. Because goddamn, dude.
Chris is one of the most emotionally disciplined people I've ever met in my life. Like, he's so good at like just being on top. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, just letting go of things that aren't serving him, being disciplined with how he thinks, being like, that's not productive for me to stay in that space. Why am I staying in those spaces? And he's just so disciplined mentally. it's like so inspiring to me. And he's definitely made me, like, healed me in a lot of ways.
Wow.
Because I'm not the most
I had to because I was super emotional, you know what I mean? And it was to my detriment. So at the end of the day, like I had to figure out if I wanted to accomplish certain things, I had to conquer that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we all wrestle, like you said, we all have insecurities, we all have issues, you know, but it's something that I've tried to train my brain to process things in a way that if it's not serving me going forward, that I got to get rid of it as quickly as possible.
I've done similar stuff, and I learned that through sports teams.
Right.
Of like my coaches.
That's exactly where you learn it.
Yeah. The coaches are like, can you change the way you're feeling right now? Like, you're feeling this way because of that. Can you change it to make you feel better? No. Then put that energy towards something else, or else you're going to be miserable.
Yep. That's what it is. Imagine in the middle of the game, you know, somebody's chasing you down, or like you missed a shot. You have to, you know, manage all that anxiety and all of those fears. And like, what if I miss this shot? Or what are they going to say if we lose this game? Or like my teammates are going to be mad at me. My coach is going to be mad at me. My family's going to be embarrassed.
So
all the things.
Yeah.
And then like do it in New York. Like you gotta like in the garden, like where, you know what I mean? Where there's tons of people and you're like, you got to figure this out now. The lights are on, you're on the floor. Either you let your fears and anxieties and everything conquer you, or you're gonna look really bad, and then all those fears are gonna come true. So you have the choice in that moment to face those things, or actually make, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy to make those things happen through believing and allowing those fears to be stronger than you. You know, so you know when you get put in those situations, and that was just, I got there by conquering those fears along the way, but like it's still one of those things that we continuously work on. Like again, I'm not perfect at it for sure. I have plenty of fears, I have plenty of struggles, but you know, some that thankful, you know, we talk about sports, like that's something that'll teach you on the way. Yeah.
Overcoming adversity.
Have to right
whether
now.
it be like yourself
right now, got to do it.
Yeah. Whether it be yourself or something else.
What's more emotional of a roller coaster than a game, you know?
Yeah. Holy shit. Especially at that level.
Right. It's crazy.
What were some of the things that you did to work through it though? Like in the moment?
So, you know what I tell guys, a lot of guys that I say, I had to learn to say, fuck it. Like, it's going to be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? And once I was okay with that, like I actually even tell myself, like, you're going to miss a shot, bro. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Like, it's like almost like what Nikky alluded to. Like, it's going to be like, I tell her sometimes, like when we talk about things that could happen, this, that, and third, I'm like, and what if it does? All right, we'll handle it. Right. So the thing is, you know, in those moments I would have to soothe myself in that way and be okay with like, or then it happens too. Like you miss the shot and you look around and like, oh, I'm all right. I'm breathing, right? Nobody died.
The
like,
game,
okay,
the
or whatever
on.
the thing is, you know, it's just one of those things. Once you go through certain things in life, you know, it trains you to weigh those things, and you can, perspective is a thing I do, you know, Nikky and I, we talk about a lot. Like, you know, perspective is so huge. You know what things could really be. And that also helps you through those situations. So like whenever I'm going through something tough, I'm like, damn, it could be this. Yeah. Like that's another thing that helps. So one, I say fuck it. And then I also use perspective as two things. Big for me.
Could be worse.
Perspective is dude, I always say this. It is a perspective thing, because I always say that we, you know how they say ignorance is bliss? Like not to say like dumb people are happy, but the less you know, the better sometimes.
You don't know what can't hurt you.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Like, so, I mean, we'll put in an example of sports. Okay. So let's just say you're so excited to go to a Lakers game. We'll make it the Knicks. Okay.
We'll
make it the Knicks.
Thank you.
I mean, the Lakers are in the playoffs, but you know, no.
Either or.
Whatever you want to make it. We'll make it the Knicks. Like, you're so excited. Your dream was to go to a Knicks game, right? And you finally get to go. You're in the nosebleeds. You don't give a shit. You're so excited to be there, right? And then you're like, man, it'd be nice to have some better seats. You finally get like mid-level to section 200. You're just fucking excited to be there. Holy shit, this is great. We have better seats, right? And then down the line, maybe like one of your buddies is like, well, you want to go? I got tickets. We're in the nosebleeds. And you're like, I've been there. I don't know if I want to go back up there. Shit starts to bleed, you know? And then, but you start to get a little spoiled. And then you go, man, it'd be so cool just one day, just be like, get a suite, be in a box at the game. And then now you're in a box and you're like, fuck, I want to be on the court. How do I get on the court? I want courtside. And then you're like, how do I get on the team now? At this point, I should be playing.
In their locker room. I want to be in their locker room.
How do I get... Yeah. So I feel like the more you do, right? Then you start taking things for granted. You were so excited to go to that game, right? Now somebody hits you up and they go, hey, do you want to go to the game? you're like, I don't know if I feel like the traffic's a bitch. I don't know if I don't feel like parking, blah, blah. I'm tired. There are people that would die to go to that game. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you've already got to experience the whole thing, you take it for granted. Yeah. And that's what we do. And I feel that way in comedy because I'll experience really, really cool things. And then the highs are really high in entertainment. You guys know this. And the lows are really low. Mm-hmm. And because it never stays like that. There's no stability and it never stays up here. For sure. And I just feel like in life, everybody experiences things. And the more you get, then the less you appreciate things. And somebody told me about a book called Beginner's Mind. And the concept is when you do something, try to train your brain to have a beginner's mind. So if I'm doing a comedy show or I'm going to a show and I've seen thousands and thousands of shows, done thousands and thousands of shows, go to that show and act like it's my first comedy show I've ever been to.
It's humbling, right?
And just be like, wow, and try to re-experience it from the beginning.
Like if you were a beginner, right? And you saw... Like if the beginner version of you saw where you are today, how would they feel?
The beginner version of me would be like, holy shit, you're
so fucking cool, right?
Right. But still me, I'm like, fuck, I have so much more stuff I need to do. And I'm not happy until I get there.
That's our nature. Your perspective changes, but it's good to remind yourself of the wins along the way. Like I have you've heard that saying, smell the roses, right? Before you're under them, right? It's like one of those things, enjoy these moments, because even while your perspective changes, you got to take time to like appreciate what you've done. Like it's amazing what you do. It's amazing what you've done. It's like, it's obviously
I'm amazing.
I'm more than amazing. I wish I could find a better word.
You should have said I was amazing first.
Absolutely. I'm going to hear this. I'm going to hear this for sure. But I'm
going to skip me twice.
No, absolutely. No. I tell her every day.
You're a New York girl.
Right. It's coming right out. But no, it's just amazing what all three of you guys are.
And you too,
man. What the heck?
Don't count yourself out.
Yeah, no, but it's
or the half one here.
And just to think about, those wins, it's important to keep that perspective because it's good to want more. It's good to continuously push for more, but it shouldn't. Balance, sometimes you got to balance. You got to balance it to a point where it's not this thing that you're never happy with where you are. And the best way to do that is, like you said, to take yourself back and look at yourself like, wow. Look what I've done.
Young me would trip balls if they saw.
That's true.
This shit that I'm doing.
Same. Yeah. I went from editing YouTube videos with my friends to making movies with Adam Sandler. Like that's
so cool.
And I'm only 26. Like that wasn't too long ago that like I was doing that. It's crazy. Yeah. And then the weight stuff is a whole nother story too of like how I envision my younger self being like, how'd you overcome that? Like, how did you get past your insecurities? How are you openly talking about this right now on a platform where thousands of people are listening or watching? How are you doing that? Which I think is pretty cool. And for me, I just, over the years, have tried my best to learn how to not give a fuck.
Did you hold it in inside?
See, that's the fuck it. There you go.
Oh, when I was younger, yeah. When I was younger, I would hold everything inside because everyone has their own household issues when they're growing up. But when I would come home from school, and I would just feel like I didn't have anyone to talk to about my problems. So I held everything in.
Right.
Which caused me to be angry. And, I had coping mechanisms in my own way of doing those things and learn to talk about my emotions and release things and not hold it in anymore.
Isn't that the best part of life though? When you come to a point of awareness where you're like, oh shit, like I can kind of like create who I am. Yeah. Like I can be my own, like I'm actually a blank canvas and like I don't need to continue these narratives that have been creating these patterns of these things that are not serving me anymore. Like I can totally reinvent myself.
Yeah, it's like overcoming the sense of victimhood of your own wrongdoings.
Right.
And you're like, wait,
even ignorance, just letting life take you wherever, you can take control, like not take control because control is like not the word that I want to use, but take accountability for yourself and for your life. Yeah. And
you realize like you could change it. You're only feeling this way because you're letting yourself feel that way.
Right. Or because you're just not aware of it. Like I find things out about, he's helped me a lot. And that's, since this is a relationship podcast, relationships, at least this is the closest I've ever been with someone, in my entire life that I've like really let my walls down and I've been completely vulnerable. Like when you're in that space, like that person is a reflection of like you, and you get to really see yourself, and you get to really like realize the things. It's like a constant sounding board and constant mirror for you to like self-reflect and for you to be able to like get triggered and then recognize why you're getting triggered, recognize, and then have the like awareness to like make adjustments on who you are. And that's the most beautiful part for me about being in a relationship, is that it allows me to shed skin and to grow into like a more evolved, better version of myself.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that a lot in my current relationship. I had mentioned, I felt like I grew up in an area where in a household where I couldn't openly express how I was feeling. Like if I had a bad day, I couldn't say any of that. So I learned to keep things in and like filter what I was saying. And then, bad relationships where like I would say something wrong by accident or say something not in the way I needed to or meant to, and she would freak out on me. And so that, causes me to like hold back on what I'm saying, or like
Negative reinforcement.
A lot of negative reinforcement. And my girlfriend that I have right now, who I love so much.
I felt that.
She is so patient with me in like understanding where I've come from and the things that I've dealt with throughout my life and how I am now because of it. And she's just so patient with me and like understanding, which I can't be more thankful for, because I feel like when it comes to that type of stuff, you need to have that other person in your life, like someone you're in a relationship with, because you can't really achieve that or better that without someone else.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to clip that part too and send that to Allie. She's gonna love that.
I'm like, where's she at? Where's she at?
My girlfriend lives in Georgia right now. She's going to law schools. She's like applying to a bunch of different places.
Okay,
right
power
now,
couple.
So
We're
making the distance work. It's definitely not easy, but it's a little less difficult when you genuinely love someone and care about them.
Yeah, and you guys are meeting each other's emotional needs.
Yeah,
which is so important.
Absolutely.
This is a support system. It's so helpful. Oh my God, man. Fuck, dude. I don't love myself. How is my...
It's okay, Vinny.
I
love you. It's fine.
Vinny, you
okay,
love
pal.
yourself.
Breakthroughs.
Okay,
you break up with Allie for me?
Breakthroughs.
If you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't be in comedy.
Nah, dude, I fucking hate myself.
Shut up.
You gotta learn to laugh at yourself sometimes.
I hate you.
Oh, man.
He said, no, fuck no. That's why I'm in comedy, because I fucking hate myself.
No, I love comedy because I love making people laugh, and I feel free on stage.
Like a bird.
I feel free. I feel like
like a stork.
I feel like a baby bird.
Pterodactyl.
Like
Pterodactyl.
Like a pterodactyl.
Yeah, catch me on a day, but yeah. No, I like making people laugh. Just bringing joy, man. There's nothing better than seeing people laugh and happy.
Yeah.
But
it's like the scariest job, bro. Like,
it's
talking
scary.
talking about what us being. That's
There's mad pressure on comedians.
Facts. Like how do you I'm curious. How do you handle that pressure?
I have anxiety all the time. I only get a little anxious before. I only get a little bit anxious before a show, but I've done it so many times. It's just like I always say confidence is just practice, right? Like the more you know, the more confident you are. When you first started editing,
Facts.
I'm sure you were like nervous, like, fuck, I don't want to mess this up. Now you're like, I got this. You're in your robe, you show up to your first day at work. You're like, I don't know anybody. I don't know what's going on. And then, cut to that same person 3 years later. They're like showing up late and shit. They're like, I got this. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I've been here for 3 years. So after years of doing it, I got more comfortable, but I still get anxiety. I got to deal with my emotions and
like in the fight, like I know what this one thing, like when the ball goes up or like when it's live and it's action, a lot of it goes away. Does it go away or does it
as soon as it starts?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When it's live, it's like it's
the
go
moment
time.
I start
Right?
talking into that microphone.
Yeah.
Everything's gone.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's how I felt in like baseball or football when I played. It's
Same on
like
stage, right? For you.
Yeah.
the second you put your foot on that field, it's gone.
It's crazy.
It's the same with performing.
It's like you're there for a reason. You're there to do your job. You're gonna do your job, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's all the way up to that
Up
moment.
to the
It's-
millisecond
yeah.
of
right before, then it's
go time.
Yeah.
And then you just got to do it.
It's like my brain goes into autopilot. You were mentioning the
Right.
editing part, like
It's kinda
all
the coolest
pre-production
feeling.
work. Yeah, all like the pre-production work. I'm like stressing. I got like deadlines. I'm like, how am I going to make this movie in like, 2 months? So they want me to do it. And then first day of having the footage, I'll sit down and just I look up and 6 hours has passed.
Also, speaking of that,
shit.
have you seen the Adam Sandler movie Hustle, the basketball movie?
Of course.
He edited.
I was that was my first apprentice editor job, but the way we do it at Happy Madison, or at least with me, how they've been doing it, because I've been with them for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
We have 2 different editors who mainly cut the movie with us, and then there was me. And what Adam likes is we each kind of cut our own versions of the scene, and then he watches all 3 versions and pick what he likes from all of them. So like I say I'm an apprentice editor, but like there's some scenes in that movie that like
That's all
are
you,
me.
boo.
Yeah, they're like all me,
cool.
which is
Don't
really
let
really
nobody
cool.
try to play you.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was your
Yeah.
vision.
That was all Brian, one of our other editors. He was it took him 3 weeks to make the training montage.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was a very fun movie to work on.
That was a great movie.
It was because we shot it. We started shooting in the middle of COVID for it, and it was when the whole NBA bubble thing was going on. So it actually took us about 2 years to make, because we had to wait until the NBA season was over to get access to the players and the stadiums and courts.
Yeah, I thought everybody did a good job, but I was really impressed with Anthony Edwards.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Ant-Man
I was like,
great.
okay, playing the villain,
The
a little
villain,
bit.
yeah.
Like I was like, okay, he's really,
you see that
That's
on-
what it feels like, though.
Yeah.
Like that's the energy.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you can. I see it on the court when he plays now too. I'm like, oh, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
there he is.
He's just being himself.
Yeah, I don't know if it was acting.
I get you. I never met him, but I was impressed with.
I thought Wancho did really great too.
Yeah, no, I thought everybody did a good job.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're like,
You know,
okay,
Yeah.
being honest, like you don't always see
get down with your
that
best.
crossover. Everybody do it at a high level, you know. So
Yeah.
I thought he did. I was impressed. I thought everybody did a good job, but I was really,
Yeah.
to really play, because Anthony, what I've seen, again, I don't know him, but what I've seen is him being a good guy.
Yeah.
naturally, like he's really more fun loving, and you know,
Absolutely.
so that was like a little more sinister.
Yeah.
And I was
Ooh.
like, oh, okay.
yeah.
I was impressed.
He's got it there. Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah,
I'd like to see more of him acting. You know,
yeah, definitely.
salute.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? I mean, to be able to do both, act and play ball like that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you act in a movie? Basketball?
Chris just acted in a boost campaign.
You acted in what, a boost campaign?
Yeah.
Long story. I did. Yeah.
You sure did.
Yeah, we're having some fun with we're being creative. There's a lot of things coming actually.
Nice.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He
Holding in the
did.
secret.
I'm no Anthony Edwards, but
But I mean, the thing is
But it
he's
was
so
fun.
quiet. Like in real life, like he's so low and so quiet. So to see him like doing things like that, I'm like, that's so dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
it's fun.
I feel like that's me with this podcast. I'm so introverted and quiet normally. This is the 1 hour and a half a week I talk.
He gets to get into it.
Yeah.
He's good at it though. We had fun. We used to do clubhouse rooms. That's where all this
Okay.
madness started.
Yeah.
Clubhouse used to be
You went for-
the tits.
It was fun.
Yeah. We would basically just do this, but until 4 a.m. with strangers.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's just do it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
love
much.
that.
We met up for like the first time in real life once like COVID started calming down a bit, and it was the same type of energy and relationship we had just over the phones, but in person now.
Good vibrations.
Yeah.
Good vibration. Yeah. I mean, and then look what it unfolds to. It's like, yeah. And it's not about us. It's always cool to see different people come on here and like, give us their story. That's what we wanted is like, it's a look into it's a public look, public figures, and it's a personal look into their lives, and nobody's doing that. And I always had a theory that people are truly who they really are around the people they're most comfortable around. So I always said, if you want to date somebody, see how they are around their family or their best friend.
You wouldn't have dated.
Why?
We had a lot of one-on-one time.
Yo,
before.
my family's
They have fun.
crazy.
They have fun.
Like we are like in.
Yeah, but you're
They're
close
fun.
with your family.
Oh yeah,
And-
but
and their
like
family's
it's
great.
intense.
For the shit.
It's
Family's
like
great.
they're the best,
They're
but
great.
we are intense.
You guys are crazy.
They're crazy.
We're intense. Like
It's a good
today,
kind of
I got
crazy,
off the
though.
phone. I'm pregnant, right? So like right now is the one time I don't want to be intense, and like I got off the phone with my family, and I was like, why is everybody so intense? Like I just want to relax. Like I just want to chill. Lord.
Yeah, that'll be the first time I've heard that from Nikki. I want to relax.
Right.
This girl's a firecracker, dude.
Bro.
Yo, not right now.
Wow.
No, and him too. He checks me. He's like, bro, you're gonna have a freaking heart attack. You need to calm
Gotta
down.
relax. You gotta relax.
Stressing out too much?
I just, it's the passion, the intensity. It's not good for you. Like all the time. If you're on that all the time, it can't possibly be good for you. You have to just like not react to everything. You know what I mean? And I think that like I'm very explosive, very reactive. I come from that type of environment. Like my family we're a bunch of crazy Puerto Ricans, you know? So
That's like my family, Italian, East Coast Italians.
oh,
are,
it just, yeah, we're nuts.
are nuts. Yeah.
So
very
I'm
off
just
the
like,
off the
it's like, yeah, it's crazy. And now I bought into his lifestyle and I'm like,
Which is?
just Zen all the time.
I'm trying to be Zen.
He tries,
too.
he does.
What's
he
it?
does.
I think they call it stoic.
Stoic.
But yo, it's like I
trying.
I like that shit. Like I'm like into it. I'm like, oh, this feels good.
He is so you are Zen. You are so
It's
chill.
yin and yang. It
Every
works
time we hung
well.
out-
Well, I'm introverted really naturally. So that's
Yeah.
all it is. It's just I'm naturally introverted. So then
But I can't
comes
even
easy.
picture you stressed out. Like
it happens. I mean, you can't
he
help it.
doesn't show it.
Yeah.
He will not unload his stress on anybody. He deals with it, and I'll be like, "Are you all right?" And he's like, "It's all good. I'm good." I'm like, "You're not okay." He's like,
oh wow.
I'm fine. He won't. He just, and then that's the mental shit.
I'm already in my brain.
I'm the exact
just
same
conquering
way.
it.
He's
Like,
already
I'm
in his
just
brain
like-
conquering it, working
Yeah.
it out.
I look at it like, all right, what's a good analogy? Like, it's like a parking ticket. That's what I like to. It's one of my. I have a whole bunch of analogies for stuff, but it's like a parking ticket. You get a parking ticket, and you can stare at the parking ticket and all day. Like, it's the worst day ever. This, that, and the third. But at some point, you're gonna pay it, not pay it, deal with the consequences. Whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna do the next thing. I try not to stare at it too long. If you understand, if that makes sense. Like I'm not
Or
gonna
think about
ever
it.
feel that pain and like, all right, I know I want to get to the next step where we're handling the problem.
He doesn't
I try to
ruminate.
get rid of the emotional reaction to things. I try to and just go to like, all right, I know at some point I'm gonna have to go do the next thing.
Yeah.
So let's just do the next thing instead of staying here in this. It's a decision to stay there as long as you want.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not, and you just decide to
Dude,
not
I'm
do
like
that
a
thing.
pig in
Dude,
shit
that's-
with ruminating.
Fuck, I would be staring at that parking ticket the whole time. Too long, like the magic guy. I'd get another parking ticket.
But that's perfect. That's because that's another part. So like
Yeah.
another analogy I have is like missing the exit, right? Because if you panic over missing the exit, you're gonna miss another exit,
Yeah.
and then now it's gonna take you even longer to get to where you need to go, right? So it's
stress,
so you just gotta
He
like
just
it's
doesn't.
like, oh fuck, it's boom. And
I'm
all right,
the
what's
same way.
what's the next thing? Boom, you got to get to the next thing because if you don't, you're gonna miss the next exit. Same thing.
He kicks into, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that's like me learning to let things go.
Have to.
Like if it happened, it happened. Like my grandma would always say, "Don't cry over spilled milk.
Yeah, for sure.
Like clean it up and move on."
That's it.
It happened.
Or you can stare at the milk. It's still
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere until you do the next
Exactly. Yeah.
thing. So
I'm the opposite.
I'm the
be
opposite too. Fuck, man.
I think I'm also just so like compartmentalized in my life and like I'm very organized and I like to categorize things.
Yeah.
So like if one thing like bad happens, I can't dwell on it because everything else is gonna fall into shambles.
Facts.
Yeah. I'm
we
like,
got a lot in common.
Yeah, we're a zing and zang, yin and yang. Soupy zapping, you know.
Right. That's us too.
yeah, I was just gonna say
You're
you
more organized than me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but I'm off the cuff. But sometimes it's a healthy balance.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I think it's the same for us. Like where I fall short, she picks me up.
very
vice versa.
complimentary.
Yeah, we're complimentary for sure.
That helps.
it's a strong relationship.
Yeah.
That's so great, guys.
I love it.
I love
I
this,
love it.
dude. I love
Yeah.
where this turned out.
Right?
So cool, man. You guys are fucking awesome, dude.
Appreciate that.
You're awesome. I love you, Vinny.
I love you guys. I love you too. Seriously.
You're okay, Vinny.
You know you guys love each
I'm
other.
gonna stare in the mirror now.
Yeah.
He was right. You are okay. Fuck, dude. We all deal with shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I feel like.
You are.
I don't know. I'm trying.
I've seen growth in you since we first started hanging out, for sure.
Yeah.
You used to be a stress ball, man. During those early COVID days, are you kidding me?
Ball.
Shit.
Are you
COVID
kidding
stressed
me?
you out?
Oh yeah.
COVID has you stressed out?
I mean, imagine
Nah, not COVID, just life.
Well, I think
He was
I
going
think
through a lot. He was going through a lot.
aside from your trials and tribulations of your regular life, just your comedy career during COVID, like
Oh yeah, you couldn't perform and all of that stuff.
That's what you do. You know, that's your creative outlet, and that was stripped from you. So it's
Trust me, I know. I had to
like
deal
shaking
with
in place.
meltdowns. Remember, I started giving him brujeria. I was like, we're gonna do candle magic.
You gave me what's the word?
Sao Paulo or whatever was it?
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo.
I was like,
Jesus
would
would.
to fix. I was like, we're gonna.
The gods
God
would.
is gonna fix this. I was like, you need God.
Give me some of that God's wood.
Yeah.
Dude, I had that all over. It's funny because when my girlfriend moved into, I had that, the sage and all the shit you gave me, Palo Santo, and I was just like, lighting it and putting it. She's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm getting rid of the evil spirits. You're crazy. You're weird. And then cut to a year later, she came home with sage. And I go, what is that?
She found it on TikTok.
I don't know. I just like it. I figured we could try this. I go, look at this shit.
Right.
You're like, my Puerto Rican neighbor put me on a minute ago.
Nobody knew this shit.
Here's a late pass.
You're like, late.
A late pass.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man.
So you two, all right, we'll ask a couple more questions. By the way, do you have any, I want to keep it positive. Sometimes I like to ask, like, what are some things that drives you crazy about it?
Oh, you can ask. They're funny.
I was gonna say if there's a funny twist on it, I'd love to hear it.
What things drive you crazy about each other?
Ladies first.
No.
True
you
gentleman.
First.
True
I feel
gentleman.
like I know what
And
you're
I'm
gonna
a true
say.
gentleman, right?
I feel like I know what you're gonna. I
Smart.
feel like I know what you're gonna say.
Ladies first, huh? Let's see what you have to say first.
That annoys me about you.
Yeah. Right?
shit.
That was a question, right?
You're
Ticks,
perfect.
little- Oh wow, that's a cop out.
How did you steal my answer?
You're so perfect.
You're just gonna steal my answer? See, that's telepathy right
Yeah.
there. We read each other's mind.
Power couple.
Right.
You're saying I'm a power couple. No, this is a power couple.
This is that's a safe answer, man.
That's a great answer.
You both are
and I
safe.
agree. I agree. Same thing.
Also a safe answer.
Right there.
The thing that annoys him about me, I would say, is that like, tell him about the food thing. That's annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't pick dinner anymore. I don't pick food, whatever it is. Like, so
But I be
what she'll
trying to
do?
bait him.
Yeah, she'll no matter what it is, no matter what, she's gonna say no. So I know that. So now I'm just like, you pick. She's like, but I want you to pick tonight. And I'm like,
I'll never say that. I said I
like-
want your input.
okay. Anyways, so we all had there's the one side, the other side, and the truth, right? But long story short, that's what it is. And so I just kind of let her just, all right, what you tell me what, because it's not it'll get frustrating at times because I actually be excited about whatever it is I picked, and then I'm like,
Get shut down.
okay,
pregnant.
so we'll go
Yeah,
do
you're
it.
pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm like.
But I feel like I'm gonna.
Like I really wanted this. Like I really no, it has nothing to do with this. Is Nikki special. This is not the pregnancy. But no, and that's something that you can see things in a relationship. You figure out, all right, this is where I have no say so here. So she
Yeah.
picks the food.
That's a pretty standard relationship problem right there.
Well, I had a problem with me and Allie when we first started dating because I had my stomach surgery, so I was hardly ever hungry. So I would go like all day without
You
eating.
starve her.
And without by accident, because I'm like just
So inconsiderate. You wouldn't even ask her.
exactly.
Like, are
So,
you hungry?
well, it
I
just
know I
wasn't
had
on my
stomach. I'm
radar.
just kidding.
I'm sorry. No, but she would come up to me at like 7 p.m. She's like, babe, I'm kind of hungry.
It's like to eat at
I'm
some
like,
point.
oh shit, I didn't eat all day today. I'm so sorry. Let's go get food
At
right
least
now.
she's nice about it.
But
I would have done 3 cartwheels and a split.
yeah, no. I mean, now though she
Tornado
does.
chopped your-
Now she's not afraid to tell me when she's hungry. When we're together, I'm like, all right, fine, let's go, let's do it. But I mean, it helps too that I love to cook and I'm a little bit of a chef on the side. And then he reaps the benefits of that because I like to cook a lot of food. I'm Greek and Italian.
Oh my
I
God.
can imagine.
So like everything else aside, I just love making food.
All right, so you're going to cook for us and let us play with your dogs.
Yes.
right.
But I can't. The problem is with my stomach is I can't eat hardly any of what I cook, so I have to constantly be feeding people. You know, so it's like,
That's a
That
problem
sounds
that I
like-
take on. I
that's-
take on.
Listen,
Yeah,
what a friend
that
you
doesn't
are.
sound
What a
like-
friend.
yeah.
Good friend.
I'm
What a
like
friend.
Vinny. I'm trying a new recipe. Come over, try it.
Fine, I'll do it just
I
because
must.
I love you, man.
Sigh.
I'll take on your problem.
I send him home a tray of like homemade mac and cheese or something.
Oh, God.
I love it. What's your best dish?
I've really been doing barbecue pretty well recently.
Okay.
I have a big barrel smoker in my backyard.
Okay.
I've been perfecting the rib. So ribs, yeah.
Ooh, the rib.
We like ribs.
Yeah.
The
We like
arch of
ribs
the
on
rib.
this side.
Solid.
Well, I mean, what do you like that I make?
Making me
Yeah,
hungry.
I don't
The
know.
lasagna was pretty good on Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, I
Where are
mean,
we?
I honestly, I loved that mac and cheese you made, man.
Oh, yeah,
That shit
the
was
mac.
crazy. He put all types of shit in there.
What'd you put in
okay.
there?
It's like 7 different types of cheese.
7
Yeah, it's like
Ooh.
twice baked, but it's like gooey but crispy on the top.
Oh,
yeah,
so good, man.
yeah.
Sounds like dinner time.
I know. It's
All right,
like-
all right. We're gonna get
this
a
guy.
we're gonna
What
get
are
a
we
group
eating
chat.
tonight?
By the way, how do you?
He's cooking.
2 questions I had to know.
Yeah.
2 questions. First of all, how do you feed this guy? I mean, you have to order for 3 people, right?
I can eat. For
You
sure.
can order for. I know. I've had breakfast with you guys.
It's actually so easy.
Yeah.
And he goes like this. Chris goes, you go first, cause
It's gonna be a
Here
while.
a while.
after me.
You got a Snickers
Yeah.
bar or what?
Yeah, he goes, no.
That'll be
He
a while.
waited,
Right.
so he could.
He gotta get an excavator of food.
Right.
But also a question: how do you sleep in the same bed? Do you guys sleep in the same bed?
Yo, this is what annoys me about him.
Oh, because
Here it is.
go.
He be on top of me and he's so big. I'm like, first of all, we have a California king bed.
you have a California
Okay,
king.
a California king. Okay, this man is this man is like literally like the whole. He's like on this is the whole bed. This is me on the corner, and this is him. And I'm like, yo,
Just can't get enough. I gotta
just
get
likes
closer.
I love the fact that
He's just-
he
I just wanna get close.
I love the fact that he cuddles, but like, can you just like you're huge. Just pick me up and move me to the middle of the bed. Why do you have to like push me off the bed? Like my pregnancy pillow has been on the floor a few times.
I move around a lot when I sleep.
He moves so much.
I'm constantly moving.
And then
I'll
he's like
wake-
on top of me.
And she's in the middle of the night. She's like, and it's,
I'm like, can
oh,
you
my bad,
move?
my bad. Like I don't even know half the time, but that is.
I just
And he
I-
sleeps sideways. I'm like, why are you?
Well, that's come from most of my life. Not
Because
really
then the
fitting,
bed doesn't
not
fit.
really fitting.
I'm
Like,
like,
you know what I
honey,
mean?
we don't got those problems no more. We're in a big bed.
I'm
Just
I'm always
straight
at a
up.
weird
To the
angle.
angles, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my god, that shit drives.
I remember
me
when I was outgrowing my beds as a kid.
See?
Yeah. I get it.
damn, I've never.
No,
had
But
that
my-
problem.
I outgrow all of them.
My girlfriend gets mad because I run really hot. So like we'll like
you're gonna
cuddle like
burn it.
if we were going to bed like we'll cuddle and then we're like time for bed we'll separate and do our own thing because I have a California king too and she's on the smaller side so
I like the cuddles in the beginning and then get the fuck off of me.
exactly
No, not Chris. He wants to cuddle the whole time.
Whole time.
The whole time.
that's what my dogs are like. I
It's
let them on my bed
fine.
and
I
one's
love.
laying on
I
my
love
side
that he's like that.
I think that's both of us though. She's
We're
very
cuddly.
Yeah. she's
Well,
very-
I'm more affectionate when we're awake, and he's more affectionate when we're sleeping.
True
See,
story.
complimentary.
True story.
Now you're just always the
I know during the day I'm like, can you love me?
When you're awake,
But
you're
that's
just,
that's
I love
the
you.
that's the yin and yang, right? Day,
Yeah.
night, complimentary.
Yeah, I'm
See?
day, he's
See?
night.
you get it you get
Whispering
it
in your ear, I love you.
You know,
I know.
that's exactly
You're clinging onto him like a koala bear.
That's
No, that's
basically
exactly
our
what it is.
relationship.
Yeah.
That is literally our relationship. During the day, I'm hanging from him like a tree trunk, like he's a tree. And at nighttime, he's like on top of me. I'm like,
It was funny you were talking about when you was putting on your makeup today.
oh, you should have seen me.
That was funny.
That was so.
I didn't even notice, but I was just like,
tell them.
like I'm like getting dressed, whatever, taking calls, sitting down, and she was like, she had to call it out. I didn't even notice because I'm used to it. That's just
I was
what it
like,
is.
why am I so obsessed with you? He's like,
Like,
what are you talking about? I'm like, you're in the bathroom. I'm using the mirror in the bathroom to put my mascara on. You go to the living room. I move to the living room to put my mascara on the living room. Then you move.
Yeah,
I'm like following him. I'm
Yeah.
like, just be next to him.
Dude,
It's
people
dope.
are couples
I
are
get
gonna
it.
listen to this and fight after this.
Why aren't you like this?
Oh, you don't call me perfect. I know all the problems that you have. Damn.
No, but it does stem from that 7 years. Like,
Yeah.
we legit liked hanging with each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was always cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that didn't change. It's gotten heightened and it's obviously,
We'll have you guys
What
back
it
on
is.
the podcast in like 3 years, and it'll be like, "Yeah, here's what I don't like."
I'm going to be in that chair.
We actually have an extensive list. Trust me, we have an
man.
extensive list. It's just not for today.
Yeah.
You guys get along well. We love that.
We do.
We should probably close it
about
up. a
that
little.
time huh
Yeah, probably about that time. But let's say, what do you love about each other the most?
yeah
Ladies
End it
first
on a
again.
high note.
I am a gentleman. Ladies first.
I can't name one thing. Like last night, this is so lame, but it's the truth, and I wish this for everyone. Like there's times when like he's sleeping and I'm up, or like I'm just thinking like and I'm like, damn, like I am so like I love him so much. Like I'm so grateful for him because he's just an incredible person that I admire. You know, like, and I just feel very lucky that I get to do life with him and that we're having a child together. Like I truly, truly, truly just admire everything about him as a human being and respect him. And I'm inspired by him. And like, I'm grateful for him. He's the most supportive person in the world. He's like the best. He's just the best. And like, for me to be with someone that I think that if I could give advice to anyone in a relationship, if you look at that person and you're like, you're just simply the best person ever to me, like that's the person you want to be with, whether you're with them now or not. So maybe we're going to inspire some friends to hook up.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, mine will be a piggyback of the friends thing again. It's like, when I think of her, I think of trust. You know, like when I look at this, and trust has, you know, a bunch of things under the umbrella. When I could tell a bunch of stories, but when I look at her, I just know this person truly, truly has my back and has our best interest. You know, so it's very hard to find. I think in this world, like everything is so, you know, social media areas got everybody like looking at the next thing and this, that, you know, I'm very blessed and very fortunate to have a person I know that I can trust 100%. So when I look at her, I'm like, all right, this is my ride or die.
That's so good.
Sweet.
Fuck, man. God damn, I love you guys.
This was great. This was really great.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
Got
Good,
real.
I'm glad.
I loved it. I love your relationship together. It's so
Thank
fucking
you.
cool.
It's beautiful.
I appreciate you guys a ton for coming on here.
We're so grateful for you having us, and we're so grateful to support you. You're so cool, and all your projects are amazing, and I'm so happy to meet your Tony, right?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I had a
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah,
wrap it up.
I'm so like no,
fine,
and I'm so happy to meet Tony. And yeah, I'm just grateful
too.
to support you and everything that you do.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We're also happy to meet the dogs.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna meet
coming
up.
soon.
Do you want to plug anything before we go? You want to
The floor is yours.
Well, I'm Nikky Bourbon, NIKKY BOURBON. And
Optimus Cope, like Optimus Prime, but Optimus Cope
on Instagram and all the
on
stuff.
Instagram.
yeah,
everything.
and we're so lucky to be here on My+One.
I love you guys.
All right.
Thanks for coming on. All right.
Thanks.
Of course.
Good night.
Good night.
Hip hop.